It's Diane and Guillermo again. We are back with our vlog number 4 and entering the month of July in our timeline. We are excited to be approaching our final days in beautiful Guadalajara and looking forward to our arrival to Lisbon, Portugal on August 11th.
Many people have commented about how it only took a few countries for us to decide on our forever home. But remember, Lisbon is just a home base, our second stop in our quest for paradise, not yet our final home to live, or is it? Once settled, we're planning to spend at least 2 years there and continue to travel around Europe and the world seeking for a place to call home. It may be back in Guadalajara, it may be Valencia, it may be Malaysia or Tbilisi, Georgia. Who knows where we end up? Our paradise-seeking adventure will continue, and we hope you join us until we make that decision.
For now, we're eager to continue our Portugal Move vlog series. We didn't realize that many logistics involved in what we thought would be a simpler move since we had done it before from the US to Mexico, and especially since we don't own as many things today. But we sure are finding lots of hurdles that we share with you as you may be planning on doing something similar.
And if you are planning to apply for residency in Portugal, you will need a tax ID number or NIF and a Portuguese bank account to start. We used Border.io and their services. Their process is quick and stress-free. You can get a 10% discount on your online order by using our code SeekingParadiseBugs.
So with that said, vlog number 4 begins in July back in Guadalajara, Mexico, after a quick visit to the US. We will discuss airlines and luggage requirements, dog transportation, packing, donating, and our farewell to beautiful Mexico. We also part ways with our car that's been part of our team for about 9 years, and the long-awaited final visa approval from the south in Portugal. So without further ado, get comfortable and let's begin. In early July, we began advertising our major belongings in the Mexican Facebook marketplace and the local Facebook groups. We also gifted a few things to friends so they have stuff of ours to remember as well. We had a good response from locals and friends who referred us to other expats who either have recently moved to Guadalajara or have purchased a home looking for furniture to decorate. Best of all, they were all willing to wait for us until the end of the month to pick up the items. Keep in mind, we price our things very low to entice buyers, mainly to get stuff out of the house in time before moving out. We also gather small items and extra clothing to donate to local organizations.
Today, it's donation day. We got quite a bit of it.
We use Bread, a donation bank that helps local communities in need. They've been around for 13 years doing really good work around Guadalajara.
We also had the opportunity to gather with friends and say our goodbyes. We will miss many of them, and since we already have 3 years of temporary residency in Mexico, we only need 1 more to convert to permanent. So we will be returning to Guadalajara for a quick trip in June of next year to take advantage of this option. So friends, it's not a goodbye, but a see you later instead.
When we first retired in 2018, we drove our American plated car from the US into Mexico. Mexican law states that a foreign plated car requires a temporary permit that is valid with your residency permit, and if at any time you decide to leave the country for good, you cannot sell, trade, transfer, or dispose of such vehicle inside Mexico. It must be returned to the border where it was allowed entry.
We really didn't have the time or the desire to drive the car back to the border, let alone some of the news of highway robberies in Mexico. We evaluated multiple alternatives and settled with the amazing recommendation by the Mexpat Guadalajara Facebook group and found a couple of expats that do this type of business. They pick up your car with a power of attorney, they drive it to the border, process the vehicle's exit paperwork, and then sell the car on American soil. The process cost us $1,750 US, and that included their fees and expenses to the border. And they were able to sell the car at a nearby Texas CarMax for $4,500 US, giving us a profit of $2,250. Sad to see it go, but we could not have asked for a better, less stressful option. We also had to make a few changes to our airline itinerary. Even though we don't live in the US anymore, we continue to use our credit cards that provide many benefits abroad. Our go-to card for normal use is the Chase Sapphire Preferred that allows us to accumulate travel points. We tend to use these points for expensive, long flights and accommodations. We consider ourselves new at this, since we've only been actively taking advantage of the benefits for the last 3 years. But so far, it's been working great for us. We've saved thousands of dollars by applying for credit cards with high bonus awards, no annual fees for the first year, and always making sure we charge the minimum amounts in the required time frames to be awarded the points. And of course, paying off the balances every month. We also took the time to research different airline awards in order to transfer the points and obtain the most value, especially when the bonuses are at the highest during certain times of the year.
In this Portugal move, we were able to use points to upgrade to first class on our flight to Lisbon with more luggage and weight allowance, priority check-in, and of course upgraded meals, drinks, and more comfortable seats for overnight flying. We really like the Travel Freely website and their new app for keeping track of the card points. It emails us bonus deadlines, annual renewal dates, so you can downgrade to avoid the annual fee, and when it's time to apply for a new card. It also notifies us when the 524 rule is reached and the best cards available each month. It really makes keeping track of everything so much easier and efficient. Tell us what you think of this travel hack in the comments below. We'd love to hear your experiences and tips that you may have.
This was the first time our doggies were going to fly with us on an airplane. So we would find the least stressful and most comfortable way to transport both of them without breaking the bank. We considered multiple options, and we added all web links information in the description below. There's a private pet charter flight if you have the money or necessity because your dog is a short snout, brachycephalic breed, then this is a great option. You get to fly on a private jet with your dog next to you or on your lap, avoiding commercial airline issues. We also found many pet transport services. They take care of everything for you, from the vet paperwork, booking your flights, transportation, delivery, etc. However, the companies we found in Mexico required them to have the dogs boarded 2 days in advance to complete all the vaccinations and paperwork. We knew our dogs, and us, would be super stressed, especially Buddy, who suffers from acute separation anxiety. Another option is the Queen Mary 2 cruise ship. Their Pet Travel Transatlantic Crossings program allows you to bring your pets and even exotic animals on board. The four-legged guests get plenty of space to play and stretch. They offer pet-friendly services and amenities such as fresh-baked biscuits at turndown and a choice of beds and blankets for their designated kennel. They don't have availability until 2022, so you have plenty of time to plan in advance. Finally, the last option is flying in-cabin, baggage, or cargo. Ultimately, this was the best option for us. It was the least expensive and most hands-on, yet least stressful to all of us. Che was too large to fly in cabin, and Buddy was on the cusp with most airlines, so they had to fly in baggage hold. Airplane holds are climate controlled, and at least they get to be in the same plane with us, so we can get them at the final destination sooner than later. You must keep in mind, the transport crates must meet the airline measurement requirements depending on your pet's size. Always confirm requirements with the airline you are flying with.
For more information on pet travel requirements from the US and pet international health certificates, check out the Pet Friendly Travel website in the link below. And also pet information about pet entry to the EU and their requirements. You can also check out the files section of the American and Friends PT Facebook group, our favorite source of information. United Airlines would have been our first pick to travel with our pets, as they have the easiest routes for us using rewards miles. But unfortunately, they weren't taking dogs and baggage in July due to COVID, and we couldn't find any direct flights from Guadalajara to Portugal. There were only options with too many layovers in Mexico City, Texas, Newark, New York, etc. This many routes would cause the dogs much more stress, and we would also be dealing with extra paperwork to transfer them from airline to airline. So after extensive research and numerous phone calls and emails to other airlines, we settled for this itinerary. A 45-minute car drive from Guadalajara to Ajijic, Jalisco, in a borrowed vehicle from a friend. Then a car rental drive from Ajijic to Mexico City that will run us about $745. That includes a car pass fee to be able to drive and drop off the vehicle in Mexico City. Then a direct flight from Mexico City to JFK Airport in New York, flying Aeromexico Premier Class, costing us $746.70 for each of us. A Premier ticket gives us 2 checked 70-pound bags and 1 personal item, and we purchase additional baggage for $180 per bag, up to 50 pounds. Then ground transportation from JFK to Newark, New Jersey Airport by hiring PetCab NYC, a pet cab service. It should only last about an hour. Then a direct flight from New Jersey to Lisbon on TAP Portugal business class using 74,000 travel points, allowing us 3 check bags each, 2 weighing in 70 pounds and 1 50 pounds with 1 carry-on per passenger. We purchased additional baggage for $175 up to 50 pounds.
We love the idea of upgraded seats from Mexico to the US and from Newark to Lisbon. It allowed us to focus on the exact amount of luggage and weight restrictions needed to begin our packing. We made a list of essentials to keep and take with us, and also what to purchase right away when we get to Lisbon. We had to be good at playing Tetris, expecting to fit everything in every crevice in the suitcases. We managed to do a great job, always weighing each bag to almost the exact weight requirement. We didn't want to take any chances to be flagged for overweight bags. So we ended up fitting our entire lives in 4 70-pound suitcases, 4 50-pound duffel bags, 2 25-pound carry-ons, 2 personal backpacks, and 2 dog kennels.
Good morning. Today is pickup day for all the different furniture. We got about 4 to 5 different people coming through to pick up the desk, pick up the bed, and it's gonna be a busy day, so hopefully we get this done smoothly and quickly. But of course, it's never that easy. Our landlord in Guadalajara had decided not to pay his homeowners association dues all year, and the gate guards wouldn't let any of the moving trucks in until he paid it in full. We're talking 10,000 Mexican pesos. We can't make this stuff up. I was pretty upset, to say the least, and I let him know over the phone. After waiting for about an hour or so, he made the arrangements and paid his dues in full. Everyone got their stuff, and they were off on their merry ways. We were ready to roll. The rental home was empty, clean, and we even got our full deposit back. Che and Buddy are used to riding in cars, so it was much easier for all of us to start our adventure this way. We borrowed a friend's car to drive from Guadalajara to an Airbnb in Ajijic for a few days to help us and the dogs relax before driving to Mexico City. The calm before the storm, so to speak. We really had a great time at the saltwater pool, where our babies learned how to swim and we enjoyed good food and drinks in the town. But remember, we were still waiting for our Portuguese visa approvals, and the clock was ticking. Our apostille FBI criminal records finally had arrived to the Portuguese consulate in Mexico City. They were sending them to the CEF in Portugal via FedEx.
Yay! We were one step closer to our goal, and our visa approval was imminent. We were hopeful to hear from the Portuguese CEF soon.
Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
Yes, finally we were approved. And our staff appointments in Portugal are set to take place on November 22nd for myself and November 29th for Guillermo.
We were ecstatic. All our efforts and plans came to fruition. We cut it close, but the wait was finally over. We are so ready for the next chapter.
The next day we rented a one-way van for 48 hours to drive from Ajijic to Mexico City. We used Legalizecars. They made the rental process very easy. Always make sure to fully inspect the vehicle for any existing damage, and it helps to record a video in order to avoid any extra charges that they may tack on. Make sure it's big enough to fit all of your luggage too.
Yes, we are definitely packed, but we're used to this. We've done it before, we can do it again. So 6.5 hours all the way to Mexico City. See you then.
We arrived at Mexico City safe and sound. Doggies did great, and we couldn't help ourselves to celebrate and enjoy another wonderful stay in this gorgeous megalopolis. Mexico City is simply beautiful, and we highly recommend a visit. If you really want to immerse yourself on some more Mexico City footage, check out our Mexico City travel guide here. And if you like the content in this video so far, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.
According to the latest consulate email, they are supposed to stamp our approved visas onto our passports. We agreed to meet the next day, August 3rd, at the Portuguese Embassy, and the stamp should not take more than a half an hour. We are right on time at noon, ready to hand over our passports. We waited for a long 4 hours, and finally, they called me in to sign a couple of papers and got their visas.
The last thing to take care of before leaving Mexico was our pet travel paperwork to be accepted by the European Union. To start, we needed to obtain a Mexican-approved zoo sanitary export certificate for pets, valid for 8 calendar days prior to the departure date. Then, Portugal requires an EU-compliant health certificate no sooner than 10 days before your travel date. The requirements to obtain these certificates are an application form found in the Mexican government website, the link found in the video description, owner ID or a power of attorney, your plane tickets, reservations, or any document that proves that the pet will travel accompanied, a written statement from the owner under oath to tell the truth that the trip is not for the sale of the pet or any transfer of ownership, a health certificate of the traveling animal issued by a private veterinarian no more than 5 days old with the following information: the pet's name, sex, date of birth and age, microchip number and implant date, the owner's name and address in Mexico. The veterinary doctor's review must report that the pet does not have fresh wounds or in the process of healing or any sign of infectious disease, the vaccination record with names and expiration dates, and proof of deworming. All this must be presented on the veterinarian's official letterhead with the proper doctor's credentials. We visited a local veterinarian near the airport that provided a general checkup, verified their microchips, and provided us the pet certificate of good health. We took the paperwork to Sinasica branch at the Mexico City International Airport. This is an agency within SAGARPA, the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development in Mexico. The representative told us the vet paperwork had vaccine date discrepancies being done before Buddy's microchip implantation, and said that the dog could not fly if not corrected by the vet in time. She was right. The vet had made several mistakes that we did not catch, so we were off to the vet office again, not happy at all. Mistakes were rectified, and we went back to the airport and obtained the certificate. We made sure to confirm all the info on the SAGARPA forms was correct before leaving, and realized that the representative had also made mistakes. We had her correct them so we would not have any issues in Portugal importing our pups.
Incompetency struck again.
Finally, we had to email the EU certificate to the veterinary office at the Portugal airport we were arriving to. The email should be sent a minimum of 72 hours before arrival in case you need to correct anything. You should provide them with your arrival date, time, and flight number, along with a health certificate from the vet and the EU certificate. They will confirm receipt of your email and give you directions to the necessary location, details for any documentation they request in advance, and payment information. You can find more info on their website. We have their link in the video description below.
That was it. We were ready for a long-awaited move. It took many delays, headaches, and stress. At last, we persevered and remained positive. The setbacks, bureaucracies, incompetencies, and especially the wait for our FBI criminal records was killing us. It actually took 19 days for them to arrive to the embassy from ordering them online, and then another 5 days for the SEP to receive them in Portugal.
We received our visa approvals 8 days before our departure flight to Lisbon. That is calling it so close.
Very.
But it happened, and we couldn't be happier. It's no turning back now. On the next vlog, we'll show you our travel day, arrival, and temporary stays in Lisbon while we wait for our SEP appointments. We'll also discuss airport pickup service, cell phone plans, meeting friends, and fun activities. Stay tuned, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.
Portugal, here we come.